Welcome to Shitcoin TV.
Hi, how are you?
As always, I'm here with Shitcoin.com CEO Andreas Brecken. And today we're joined by a special guest, CEO of SpankChain, Ameen. Welcome, Ameen.
Hi, Andreas and Blake. Thanks for having me.
We're big fans of SpankChain. And yeah, we talk about it all the time. We actually talk about it in the newsletter, which we put out every week. We're constantly referring to it. So we're definitely big fans. And yeah, I guess a good way to start would just be get a bit of an overview, a brief overview of SpankChain and what you guys are up to.
Cool. So SpankChain is, in a few words, putting porn on the blockchain. We started the company last summer, so we've been around for a little over a year. We did a token sale in November, raised like $6.5 million. We have built a cam site, which uses Ethereum payment channels to facilitate micropayments. That's been live for about 6 months. We recently upgraded it to add ERC20 tokens. And so now we also launched our own stablecoin, which is called Booty. So our staking token is called Spank, and then you stake your Spank in the Spank Bank, and it mints Booty. We are also building a clip site and a payment processor called SpankPay, so that we can process payments in crypto on other merchant sites. And yeah, that's the gist of it.
And a bit of the point of SpankPay is to make it easier for the cam girls or artists to cash out, right? Or for
yeah. So the adult industry specifically has problems with banks. They has problems with PayPal, Stripe, Patreon. The performers and businesses will have their accounts shut down, have their funds frozen or seized. And so for us, we recognize that not only does the adult industry tend to lead the charge in terms of adopting new technology, because they'll try anything once. It also makes sense for the specific technology because it provides an alternative to banks and to the major existing financial services providers.
That makes sense. Like, I've never put my credit card in a porn site that I can think of. I would gladly pay, but I'm just super sketchy about having issues with a credit card company or just anything. I would rather use
a lot of users want the privacy. They don't want to have their personal information captured. They would rather log in with a private key. Yeah. And that's how you do it on our cam site today. There's no email address required. It's totally optional. You send Ether and then you're good.
Amazing. I just want to say, the names that you guys have thought up for these things are truly exceptional. So great.
We have a lot of fun. That's probably one of the our most unique aspects. We've got we have crypto titties, which we shipped around this time last year, and it rode on the crypto kitties hype. And it's basically a zero fee sort of very early payment processor for performers, where it's a leaderboard of tits. Check it out, cryptotitties.com, and they're ranked by the amount of ETH they've received. We have a decentralized exchange that we're building, which will be called Come Swap, because we have the best liquidity. So come swap with us.
And is it going to be based on this 0x protocol?
So I'm thinking, actually, I might do it as a UI layer that wraps 0x for Booty transactions, because I'd rather have an order book there, and wraps Uniswap for Spank transactions, because we're already the biggest liquidity provider there.
How much is staked in dollar terms in Spank today?
Let's look it up. In Uniswap or in the Spank Bank?
In the Spank Bank.
In the Spank Bank, yeah. So my algorithmic central bank. Well, today it is about $1.7 million. It is nearly 14% of the total supply of Spank. It's about a third of the float.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that, can see past like the funny names you guys make up and the campsite, that you guys are actually at the forefront of a lot of things like payment channels and stable coins and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we what I like to tell people is that we're the most legit project pretending to be a shitcoin.
Yes.
Amazing.
So people get confused and they're like, wait, I thought it was a shitcoin. And we're like, joke's on you, man.
And you listen on Bitfinex.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like that. I kind of like that we're like, you know, still a little low key. There's only so many ways to curate the community. And I think community is a really important part of crypto projects. So we have several thousand people in our Discord, 3,000 active in the last 30 days. And it's a lot of performers, crypto enthusiasts, porn enthusiasts. Everybody's jamming together, teaching each other, you know, how to use decentralized exchanges, like different, you know, ways of interacting with dApps, how to use Uniswap, things like that. And it's a lot of fun because education is you know, one of the most underestimated bottlenecks in the space. You can build great tech, but if people can't figure out how to use it, it doesn't matter.
And if there's anybody who's really good at learning these kind of things fast, it's the performers, because they have so much to gain by not paying all the middlemen. So they'll just sit there and geek out over these obscure technologies.
Totally. For them, so like payment processors in adult, because it's classified as high risk, they take, you know, in the worst cases, upwards of 15%. In most cases, like, you know, 10. So for them, it's, you know, you keep a lot more of your income if you use a crypto payment processor, and you can convince your fans to also jump on board and start using that. And so, you know, one of our thesis was like, the people who are the most motivated to switch to a new financial system are the ones who are the most discriminated against by the existing one. And so for them, it's like, you know, their livelihoods depend on them getting this right.
Amazing. How is that going in terms of like onboarding people in the adult industry, and how, because you guys do a lot of work in that space, right? So how have you found that, and how's that progressing?
Yeah, we've made a lot of friends. So we made a lot of friends last year at ABN. It's sort of like, you know, the Oscars of porn. We launched Crypto Titties there, and we invited performers to come to our booth, and we would take a picture of their tits, and we'd offer them $100 in cash. And they were lining up, and they got the word, and so they came through. And once we, you know, had taken the picture and given them the cash, we're like, and, you know, if you download Cypher Browser, which is like the top of the line crypto wallet on the market today, we gave them a grant. We'll also give you, you know, $100 in ETH and $100 in Spank, and many of them did. Were able to download Cypher, and so we got their address, and so we could post it to Crypto Titties so they could receive more money from their fans, and that worked as an adoption tool. For our campsite, we have about 400 registered performers that have cammed. There's about 50 that are sort of regular every month, and it's a small and growing community. I think we're gearing up for an expansion because we're doing a couple things. So we're going to be going international. Right now, it's still restricted to U.S. performers, and then we're going to start accepting fiat payments on the campsite as well, just to sort of get the average Joe through the door so that they can start figuring out what the rest of this crypto business is about once they're already in.
And that use SpankPay?
Yeah. So we are looking to integrate our fiat gateway into SpankPay itself so that we can also allow users to basically purchase these booty, you know, stablecoin credits that they could then spend on any merchant site that is, you know, accepts SpankPay as a payment option.
Amazing. And then in terms of from your angle, what's the most exciting thing? Because it seems like you guys are working on tons of stuff. There seems to be so many different projects going on in the ecosystem. What would you say is like the killer thing that you think is going to make the biggest difference?
So I think people really underestimate coordination that results from engaged communities, and I think having stakers in the Spank Bank is going to be really, really helpful, because you now have a bunch of people in crypto that in another world may not have even really cared so much about the plight of adult performers with respect to being discriminated against. But because we've been able to sort of align the interest of crypto investors and enthusiasts with porn performers, because there's an opportunity to meaningfully bring crypto in a valuable way to their lives. Where I think the stakers are going to be super important for helping us get partnerships, getting the word out, because this is something that, like, if you run a traditional company, you don't have this sort of open platform where anybody can buy in and join until you get to a much larger scale. So I'm very excited about that.
What is the easiest way for somebody to become a staker?
Yeah, you
never
can
dealt with SpankChain before.
Sure. So bank.spankchain.com is the Spank Bank URL, and you can grab some Spank. It's listed on Uniswap or ETHFinex, Bitfinex, a couple other exchanges, and stake it with MetaMask or another wallet if you choose. It's pretty simple. Huh? Or a hardware wallet, yeah, which you can also use through MetaMask. We did all the work to do hardware wallet integration, and then MetaMask came out with their own integration. We're like, oh man, why did we spend all that time?
What can we expect from SpankChain, this year?
Yeah, so this year we have, I think you can expect SpankChain to be lean, mean, and revenue focused this year. So last year it was a lot more building interesting technology, the payment channel stuff for that benefits the entire crypto space. This year, as crypto has sort of lost some of its value, and we're sort of chasing fiat dollars now, because it might have been a viable strategy to use exciting new tech to market to crypto enthusiasts when ETH was at like $1,000. And sort of rely on them for the initial adoption. But now we're focused more on growing the community, reaching out to new communities to adopt, and focusing on bringing in revenue through both the campsite, the payment processor, and the club site. You can also expect us to run some fun experiments because we have not forgotten our roots. There's a couple things I'm personally interested in that I think would be really funny and would also sort of capitalize on the social coordination part of smart contract platforms. I'll give you one example. I haven't really talked about this too much elsewhere, but I think this is the right venue for it. I was thinking about launching a dick pic Ponzi scheme. Like a fully transparent, sort of like FOMO 3D. But for dick pics, and using greed to coerce a social movement. And so here's how it might work. I put down a $100 deposit and submit a picture of my face and my dick, and I say, this is me, right? And then the next two people submit a picture of their face and their dick, and then I am and place a $100 deposit, and then I am made whole by their deposit. And the rest of it, the remaining 100, goes into a pool, and that pool is used to pay dividends to everybody who joined based on when they joined, and some of it is also used for a lottery at the end. And so the game would continue, much like FOMO 3D, until the last person stopped putting in a new dick pic after some period of time. Which would be unfortunate for all the last people who weren't made whole and were in the last round. You placed this $100 deposit and your dick pic and made it public and got nothing, but that's the game, right? And that's actually not that hard to build. It'd probably take about a month because the smart contracts aren't very hard and stuff like that. Not a lot of moving pieces, and I think it would be really funny because it's like. When the reason dick pics are weird, the reason people get riled up about them is because we haven't all put them up at the same time, right? It's a coordination problem. If we could all only post our dick pics at the same time, no one would give a shit anymore, and it would be done, right?
Yeah, if everybody had that as their Twitter profile picture, it would be normal.
Yeah, and then we'd all just get over it, you know. So I'm like, you know, there's some mad science type things brewing as well, but we are primarily focused on, you know, achieving sustainability so that we can continue having these mad science experiments. Because I think those will tap into like the true underlying value of smart contract platforms, which is to greatly enhance the ability of people to coordinate with people they may not trust at all.
Amazing. Wait, that sounds hilarious. I hope that comes to fruition, because it's an amazing kind of viral campaign, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about it's like proof of dick, or like proof of dick, or like cock blocks or something. Like cock
I really hope that happens this year.
You heard it here first on shitcoin.com.
But I think that rounds it up from our side. And guys, I would really urge you to keep up to date with what SpankChain are doing, at SpankChain on Twitter, right, and at Ameen Sol as well. Where else can we find stuff and keep up to date? I mean,
yeah, the best place to engage with our community is on Discord. We have a link to the Discord on our Twitter profile at SpankChain, and then we also have a Medium where we post fairly regular updates.
Great. Perfect. Well, yeah, thanks again. And it's been a pleasure. And we look forward to seeing more developments in the SpankChain ecosystem very soon. See you next time.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.